Hi, boys and girls. Today we're going to continue on with word problems and talk about multi-step word problems. The first thing you need to do is make sure that you have your math binder and a pencil with you because we're going to go through some of the pages together. Once you get those things, I'd like you to open up to page 135. It says, discuss the steps of the problem at the top. Sometimes you will need to work through more than one step to solve a problem. The steps can be shown in one or more equations. Let's do an example together. Number 1 says, in the morning, 19 students were working on a science project. In the afternoon, 3 students left and 7 more students came to work on the project. How many students were working on the project at the end of the day? So we are going to solve that problem in 2 steps. We're going to think, okay, in the morning there were 19 kids that were working on the science project. In the afternoon it says 3 students left. If 3 students left, I'm going to take 3 away from that. So 19 take away 3 would get me to 16. But that's not where it ends. It says 3 students left and 7 more students came in to work on the project. So I'm going to take that 16 and I'm going to add 7 because 7 more came in. If I add 16 plus 7, my answer is going to be 23. So I solved that problem in 2 steps. Let's look at number 2. Solve the problem again by finishing Tommy's and Lucy's methods. Then discuss what is alike and what is different about each method. So we solved the problem our way. Now we're going to look at how 2 other kids solved it. So let's look at Tommy's method. He wrote an equation for each step. He said, find the total number of students who worked on the project. 19 plus 7 equals 26. Then he subtracted the number of students that left. 26 minus 3 equals 23. Now, did Tommy get the same answer as us? Yes. So we could have done that in either order. Now, Lucy's method, she used a variable. She used n to represent the number of students working on the project at the end of the day. So she said, okay, at the end of the day, we have n. Now we need to take 19 minus 3 plus 7 equals n. So she put it all in one, where she had to think 19 minus 3, well, that's 16. 16 plus 7, n would equal 23. Both of those are perfectly good ways to solve it. So you need to figure out what makes most sense to you. Let's try one. A team is scheduled to play 12 games. Of these games, 7 will be played at home. The other games are away games. How many fewer away games than home games will be played? Now, this type of problem is very tricky to some 4th graders because a lot of 4th graders stop after the first step. They think, okay, if there's 12 total games and 7 of them are at home, I know that 12 take away 7 equals 5. So there are 5 away games, and they stop right there. But as we've learned, we have to underline exactly what the question is asking us. So the question doesn't want to know how many away games there are. The question wants to know how many fewer away games are there than home games. So to find out how many fewer, we have to do 7 minus 5 equals 2. There are 2 fewer away games. Flip over to the next page. This page is one of your assignments. We have 2 pages that you're going to have for homework today. You're going to be doing this page 136, and you're also going to be doing homework 3-5. Again, you can cross out the remembering side. We are not going to be doing that. So in the problems on page 136, there are 5 word problems. You can use any strategy that you want to solve it. You could use comparison bars, equations, variables, math mountains, or break apart drawings. So for number 4, it says, a garden contains 54 vegetable plants. Altogether, the garden has 63 fruit and vegetable plants. How many fewer fruit plants than vegetable plants are there? Well, that is a lot of information right there. So let's break it apart and think about it. So there are a total of 63 fruits and vegetables. There are 54 vegetables plus, I'm going to put F for fruit. So the first step of this is to figure out how many fruit plants there are. So to solve that, we'll do 63 minus 54, which gets us 9. So there are 9 fruit plants. Now, again, that is not what the question is asking us. The question wants to know how many fewer fruit plants are there than vegetable plants. How do you think we would solve that? We would do 54 minus 9. So our answer would be that there are 45 fewer fruit plants. So in these questions, it's really important that you underline the question so that you remember exactly what it is that you need to be answering. Finish that page, work on homework 3-5, and then you'll be good to go for today.